Welcome to round two. Round two will last 15 wheel spins, no matter what that is, if it's 15 games or 15 upgrades. Every team that's left is on the board. We have 218 teams to go. We got rid of 101 or 100 or 99, depending on how you slice some of the mishaps that happened in the previous episode. And by that, I just mean there were a couple of teams on the map that actually weren't available. There were a couple of surprises like, oh, this team's not in the game. But those have all been weeded out now because everyone has gone at least once. It's pretty exciting. Somebody is going for the second time here, and that doesn't count teams like the DSL Yankees that just keep getting attacked over and over, and winning, by the way. All right, here we go. What if we pick the Norfolk Tides first? I guess it could happen. The Arkansas Travelers. There they are. They're just going to get bigger. I knew there was some task that I had hanging around. When I opened the game, I realized what it was. I have to advance the calendar by a month. I'm a little nervous about it, but I think if I clamp down, no trading, no transactions of any kind, I think it should be okay. So I'm going to snap this off for a second, and then when I come back, it should be May 1st. I'm going to experiment with the calendar and see if I can move things without breaking it. Well, I have discovered that it is not going to be possible to advance in time. Kind of disappointed about that, but at the same time, it's just going to be too much of a hassle. I would have to alter some rosters to do that. The first message I got when I tried to sim to May 1st, it's still April 1st, by the way, as you can tell up here. The first thing that happened when I hit go was I got a message that said that there were too many foreign players on the Korean teams, and it was going to force me to cut them. I'm leaving it the way it was when the game started. So we can't do that. Another thing that I noticed that my resetting did, because now that I'm thinking, basically I'm thinking that this whole thing is taking place on one day, and if I don't reset fatigue and injuries and morale, it's going to be like, oh, we're playing our 12th game today, that kind of thing. So I went ahead and reset all of that, which I was going to do anyway. All right, Arkansas Travelers have taken their second county, and they're getting their second upgrade to Jackson Cower, who is also their number one starter. So let's find out what he's getting. These have continued from where we left off. There's no reason to restart these. So he's getting holding runners, except now you have to remember that he's getting 100. He's almost maxed out here. 245. You can't run on this guy. All right, that is spin number one. We'll spin number two. Springfield Cardinals, another upgrade. Their update person is Drew Rom, also a pitcher. Movement right. This goes to 600. 479. Yes. Very nice. Spin number three. Fort Wayne, another team that doesn't have any neighbors. Okay, Jake Snyder going to a 197. Wow. Still didn't go up. We've done 3. We've got 12 to go. Peoria Javelinas. Well, we're back down here. The only ACL team that's in trouble is the Angels. First game of round 2. All right, this is crazy, but the Peoria Javelinas haven't actually played anybody. They're on the edge of this Arizona mess, and they actually went north. They gained territory in Utah, and then they did nothing else happened to them. They have not played yet. Duncan Davitt will will start this game. Oh, this is the team with Enrique Bradfield on it. Oh, wow. On the other side of the continent, Enrique Bradfield is now starting in the outfield for the Washington Nationals, but this is his Arizona Fall League team. So he's living two lives, as many of these people are. He's just the most famous one. Okay, that caused me to pause for a second. I was like, why is Frederick Benscombe the upgrade and not Enrique Bradfield? Because Frederick Benscombe is the first person on the team who is not associated with another team. Everyone else above him in the rankings is actually on another team, and I have a feeling that if I upgraded that player, it would upgrade on the other team as well, which they don't deserve. Here we go. These teams are both pretty good. Salt River is 1-0. Salt River beat the ACL Rockies 8-0 behind the pitching of Coleman Crow. This is going to be a good one. First inning. Second. Third. All right, yeah, that Fall League pitching fell off. Lucas Braun. Keep in mind, Lucas Braun is the number 2 starter, and Davitt is the number 1. Let's go half innings from here on. Half inning, top of the 4th. Duncan Davitt is still on the mound. Okay, they both got roughed up in the 3rd and they rebounded. Braun is starting to get a little tired. Davitt's fine. Braun's still in the game. Davitt's fine. He's still in the green. 3-2. No errors. This is a tight game. Bottom of the 7th for the Rafters. Rafters come up big. We have a new pitcher. Peoria. Okay. Yeah, they had to get rid of the starters, but Duncan Davitt's still in the game. 5-5 in the 9th. Angel Chivili? Or Angel, maybe? I don't know. I gotta see Enrique bat. He strikes out. Okay, we're gonna go to the bottom of the 9th. And let's see if the Salt River Rafters can go up 2-0. Remember, all they're going to grab for this, I think, is an upgrade to Juan Guerrero, who's not even starting. Max Anderson, quite a player compared to what we normally see around here. Down the line, can't get it. He's fast enough to get to second. Edale Amador could end this with a single. He tries to bunt. Doesn't work. 2-2. Routine fly ball to left field. Gavin Conticello? Or Cello? Oh, intentional walk. Christian Serta. He pops out. So we got 2 outs, I think. We have seen some shocking errors lately. By the way, I want to point out Peoria's outfield. That is basically an all-star outfield. Cal Conley. This should be it. Yeah. 5-5 in the 10th. Douglas Hodo from the hapless, extinct Chesapeake Bay Sox. If you're a Bay Sox fan, you can live through that a little bit. Okay. This Chivili guy is on a roll. The Rafters made a lot of noise in the last inning. And it's starting off real slow here. Mike Bove? Solo home run wins it. And base hit up the middle is almost as good at this point in the bottom of the 10th. Jordan Beck, cleanup man, is on deck. Bradfield's got that, no problem. Yanquiel Fernandez. Cleanup man for the Rafters. Winning run at first. That is the first time we've ever seen that. Holy mackerel. Wow, the Peoria Javelinas have just gone out in a blaze of glory. Wow. Yanquiel Fernandez with the game-winning home run. I've never said that before in this tournament. Peoria Javelinas are gone, and the rafters just became gigantic. Well, the only Enrique Bradfield that exists now plays outfield for the Washington Nationals. Juan Guerrero is getting the upgrade as usual. No one can transfer. Okay. Gap left. Well, we'll see what a 100-point infusion here to gap left will do for him. That's pretty nice. 459. Gap 7741. Then you go here. You just see so many more right-handed batters. That's the way I think of it. Has he gone up? 36? No, he's still a 36, which means he's probably still not going to matter here. No, he's still third string. We have this matter to attend to. Salt River has just obliterated the fake border between them and the Javelinas. All right, we're up to spin number 5. Got Coleman Crow's picture. I don't know why I didn't get that before. He was the player of the game in their Rockies shutout. Strange to me how Juan Guerrero has now had 100, and that reminds me, he's had 150 points of upgrade, and he's just still sitting at 36, second worst player on the team. Someday, I have to be actively thinking about this. The Peoria Javelinas are gone. They're the first team eliminated. This will be the 5th spin of this episode. We're doing 15. Cleveland Guardians. Now, based on where their logo is, they're likely to not play anyone. I threw in the draft league and the fall league teams for a little spice, a little flavor. But A, the fall league teams are really good. B, all these complications. There's only 3 left. There's 3 major league teams in the area, so probably won't last too much longer. This is their update player. All right, we do have a lot to talk about here. The Cleveland Guardians beat the Lake Erie Crushers 19-3 in one of those rude acts of aggression that I was talking about from early in the game, where a major league team, most of the major league teams would just take their shots. You know, they'd come and get me. Some little team would attack them and they would get put down. The Guardians actually struck out the Lake Erie Crushers, beat them 19-3. They pulled Michael Brewer off the team, off that team. He's right here. He's on the team. He's along for the ride. They've never had an upgrade, and they're about to get one to their closer. Infield error. I feel like we just got this, but that was for a position player. 177. Well, they're going to be able to rely him on the mound, kind of. A little mixed message going there with his ratings. Probably not what the Guardians were looking for. Spin number 6. Coma Rainiers. Oh, man, we're going back there already. 70% chance they're going to point somewhere else. But I'd like the Rainiers to be around for a while. They're not ready to take on the Mariners. Woohoo! Looking pretty nice for the Rainiers. Look at that. Shout out to the downtown Photoshop in Tacoma. I don't want to say too much about this, but I did a whole bunch of business there once, and I probably made their year. And well, that makes me sound like I'm a billionaire. I dropped a huge contract on that place. I chose it on purpose because it was a small business. This was a long time ago. They probably don't exist anymore. I seriously doubt they made it through the early 2000s. I kept them in business for at least a year. I know I did. Let's get back to business here. The Tacoma Rainiers. Always surprises me how small the Pacific Coast League is. Okay, so the Tacoma Rainiers, no games. Trevor Gott is their man. Movement left. Left. 577. That's almost maxed out. Do we have a record? I think he's one under the... I think he went up 7. I think he was 47. He was 47. So Trevor Gott just missed tying the record by biggest improvement by 1. Record is 8 by a guy on the Columbus Clippers. Trevor Gott with a gigantic update. A lot of good your closer is going to do for you if the Mariners are beating you 12-1. Milwaukee Brewers. Boy, we just can't leave these major league teams alone. The Milwaukee Brewers are in a weird spot. Possibly could play these Lake... Oh my gosh, are they? It really isn't that extreme. And if it goes through the border, yeah, okay. The bend on the arrow was not very extreme at all. And if anything, I think it takes it straight through this chunky border and into this area. So that's what I'm going to do. The Brewers went one time. They were attacked by the Milwaukee Milkmen, beat them 7-5. Brandon Woodruff got the start. The Brewers imported Jalen Davis, a left fielder, rated at 42. Let's see where he is here. There he is. This is their first upgrade, and it's going to the person that we talked about during that game, William Contreras. 2 opportunities to get catching skills here. Ah! Missed it by an inch. Probably not what they had in mind. He's going to be pretty good at it now, so at least there's that. Sacrifice bunting, 177. Teams on the counter have dropped to 218. Augusta Green Jackets. Big territory, but no neighbors yet. Will another state border crumble? No. I was thinking this team went really early. They went really early. They were the 6th team chosen off the wheel in part 1. Their upgrade player is Brett Sears. He's getting turn double plays. 135. Fayetteville Woodpeckers, another team from the very beginning. Could have a game here. Second game of the episode. No, they're going to the west. Bryce Mayer is their upgrade guy. Another starting pitcher. Control right. Oh my god. This dude just leveled up. 436. 38. Okay. He went up 2. We've seen so many people go up nothing. Philadelphia Phillies. Okay, they had a buffer around them before, but I think they've melted at least one side of it. Yeah, they're pressed up against the Blue Crabs, which is... I'm sure it's unwelcome. They're also touching the Trenton Thunder. We also have a very scary Dutch team down here, so you got to be careful of that. Yikes. Yeah, the time of reckoning has come. We are going to have quite a tough row to hoe with the Jersey Shore Blue Claws. They've taken over some space. They've done a thing or two. They've gotten one upgrade. They've won a game. But it was a game against Sheffield. So they won 12-1. So that's fairly dominating. Alex McFarland got the start in that. Luke Russo's going tonight. As you can see, Zach Wheeler is almost twice the pitcher that Luke Russo is. So we're in for some hard times here. Ray Sass came over from Sheffield. Where is he? There he is. And remember, this guy's like a good, infielder type, and they have no interest. So they're like, no thanks. You'll pitch maybe if we're winning 29-2. Oh, I didn't talk about the Phillies. What have the Phillies done? The Phillies have one upgrade for Bryce Harper. I think it was like infield arm. I fully expect this game is going to be an absolute washout by like the 3rd inning at the latest. Maybe the Blue Claws will shock the earth. And by the way, If they do win this game, they get Bryce Harper. Who's playing first base for them? Zach Arnold, rated at 35. There's no way they're winning. Let's just do the first inning here in halves and just see the damage. All right, so the Phillies are up first. Yeah, okay. No hit. Yeah, big surprise. Let's go to the 5th. Let's go to the 6th. Well, on the bright side of things, the Phillies are going to get Ray Sass and Braden Tucker. Let's see who else pitched. Jersey Shore. Hey, Sass came in for a third of an inning, threw 24 pitches, walked 3 batters, 2 hits, 4 runs. How many people are here? 128. Philly fans were like, nah. Okay, so we've got a couple of records going here. We've got widest margin of victory, and we got most runs scored in a game. Okay? We're within the ballpark of breaking the record. They've scored in every inning. The record is 31. Let's at least break the record since we're going to be here. Oh, are you kidding me? What has Bryce Harper done in this game? He's gone 0 for 2, but he's walked 4 times. Let's have another 9-run inning. We'll tie the record. Hugely disappointing. Not even, doesn't even set the record for... Again, I'm aware of the irony of saying that a 24-0 victory is hugely disappointing. They allowed 2 hits, no errors, 21 walks for the Phillies, as opposed to 3. 11 ribbies. And that was only a 2-run shot. He hit 1 double, 1 home run, and knocked in 11 runs. I bet he walked a run in. Man, 1.1. Longest day of his life. Well, Jersey's gone. Ray Sass will live on, though. I'm going to cheer for Ray Sass to the end of time. Oh, check this out. A bit of a surprise what the Phillies are going to get. Braden Tucker is their upgrade guy, but that doesn't automatically mean, if he's tied, I'm going to spin the wheel. Ray Sass, though, automatic. Buddy, you're on the Phillies now. From Sheffield to the Phillies. That's what his autobiography is going to be called. Boom. Oh yeah, also while I was taking care of the notes, realized that the Phillies just knocked off one of their own teams, and they're way down low now. They're like in the group of teams that only has 3 left, so they just kind of ate their own there. We're gonna spin the wheel and figure out which one of these... Oh, there's 5 of them. I thought there were 4. And we're gonna go with number 1. Braden Tucker's career is over. Dylan Campbell. We're getting a 37 rated right fielder is going to the Philadelphia Phillies. But that's it for Jersey Shore. They're all done. Gonna wipe them off the map in a minute. This was spin 10. There's 5 left. Ray Sass. Yes. And there's Dylan. They like him a little bit more. He's a 38 now. Ray Sass. Look, they're calling him a 21. Hey, there's a chance he could be in their lineup. Dylan Campbell. All right. No. Ray Sass is officially the mascot for the Philadelphia Phillies now. He literally gets in the Philly fanatic costume. That's his role. And, if they need him in the, bottom of the 9th to pitch a, mop up, they got him. Back to Pennsylvania. Might have a game here. Well, it's very unlikely. Altoona Curve has gone once before. They took a county in Pennsylvania. Now they've stretched into Maryland. Their guy is Thomas Harrington. He's getting control left. I just realized I gave the Guardians a 100-point upgrade. I'm going to have to fix that. I get into kind of like like an automatic mode here. I think that's one reason why it's good to have shorter episodes. Control left. 552. Well, he's going up now. We'll go to the Guardians first. So we're going to go 127. And now we're going to go to the Brewers. Sorry about this. I catch these mistakes and I do fix them. I haven't made a mistake like this in a while. course, this has gotten a little more complicated. I'm not used to this yet. All right, what did he get? He got Sacrifice Bunting, I believe. Yeah. So, oh, wow, they had the same number? 127. So this is number 12. Salt Lake Bees. And they're by nobody. So we'll go ahead and do this. Salt Lake Bees. Well, that was easy. Salt Lake Bees, Rolando Gutierrez, who's an import they got from the Ogden Raptors, worst player in the team. Okay, they've never had a... Ian Anderson of Jethro Tull, wow. They've never had an upgrade. This will be their first. Ryan Noda is a first baseman, and he's gonna get... Stealing ability. A first baseman who can steal. How are you at this already, sir? Not... Well, actually, you are pretty good. You're just not very aggressive. Stealing ability. 198 out of 250. What? What the hell? Okay, whatever. Okay, he went down, all right? So, you know, what are you going to do? He went down. We might see the Cleveland Guardians again. Yikes. Let me tell you a second about the Akron Rubber Ducks. They've moved once. Their upgrade player is the closer, Nick Wright. He's pretty good. Whole team is pretty good. It's a AA team. Parker Messick is going to be their starting pitcher. This will be the second game for the Guardians. They've had one upgrade to their closer, and they've imported Michael Brewer, as we've discussed before. They've played one game, won 19-3 over the Lake Erie Crushers. Akron is the aggressor here. They're apparently trying to get out in front of the local threat. This is fairly even outside of the Shane Bieber's a good stretch better than Parker Messick. And then, you know, there's Jose Ramirez. The Guardians also have home field advantage. Let's see if Akron can do anything. I mean, even get a hit. Holy moly. 5 people came to the plate. They scored 2 runs. My God, is this the day? Is this the day that it happens? What happened here? The first 3 hitters were on fire. They're 3 for 3 at this point. Now, I like the Guardians. As a Cubs fan in 2016, I salute you, then Cleveland Indians. My God, what a great series. And in the end, it could have gone either way. So, I've always kind of thought the Indians were pretty cool, even when they were beyond not cool, like in the early 80s. I always wanted to go to Municipal Stadium just to see how crappy it was, but I never got a chance to. So, let's see if Cleveland can strike back. God dang it, every freaking time. And guess what? This is going to be one of those games where Akron never scores again. Yeah, okay. Okay, we're going to get another run for Cleveland here. Okay, all right. All right, tell you what, let's break the flow of this, go to the 5th. Okay, I knew that another run was coming here at some point. Come on, Akron. Bieber is still in. God dang it, 6-2. False hope hurts. Akron Rubber Ducks do something stupid, and now they're not in the game anymore. This is starting to get a little fearsome looking. The Guardians are no joke. Yeah, you can see their logo now easily from this distance. Nice big crowd for Cleveland. Rubbernecks are sending on a player. It's going to be Nick Enright. Boy, Nick Enright's one of the best players on the team. Okay, he's going into middle relief, normal usage. Number 14, Lexington Legends. I think these guys are out in the middle of nowhere. Lexington, I think that's them. Lexington Legends upgrade guy is Curtis Terry. Curtis Terry is first base. Bunting for a hit. Not sure it's on this guy's list of priorities. Bunting for a hit. But he's suddenly good at it. Bunting for a hit, 79, 42. Is he still tied with the other guys? Yep. As far as I know, this is what we're closing out on. Charleston River Dogs. Yeah, we were just down here. Have a game? Could have a game? I don't think so. Okay, the Charleston River Dogs have gone once. Their upgrade is TJ Nichols, who is their day one starter. TJ Nichols way out ahead of everybody else. Oh my god. Wow, 211. Boing! I think that's it for the episode. If I'm editing and realize I've only done 14, then I will tack one on. Here's the league. We saw Akron fall. We saw, oh, of course, Peoria. But other than that, people just spread out a little bit, got a little better.